here I am, I get a phone call from a mate and says, hey, you gonna come with me to Alice Springs? And I went, yeah, that sounds cool. But my car's not really set up for it. Still got stock suspension and all the rest of the stuff. And I've only got like 2 or 3 days to get sorted. Oh, typical Reuben. I said, don't go without me, buddy. Anyway, we didn't have time to fit any suspension here, and I didn't know which sort of suspension to go for, whether I went for remote res or the standard shock. So I rang my mate Matt, the legend from Dobinsons in Brisbane, and said, hey mate, you've got to help me out to choose, do I go remote res or do I go a standard IMS shock? Now we had a bit of a chat backwards and forwards, and we decided to go with the IMS.
So we're back down here at Dobinsons again. Unfortunately, Reuben's away at the moment. He's doing some other filming somewhere else. So he sent me down, and Matt and I are gonna do the suspension on our new RA Ranger. And he's gonna give it a test drive as he goes out to Alice Springs later on. So Matt always comes to the party for us, and has always supported us with doing all our demo cars. So Matt is gonna get his hands greasy today.
I'm not happy about that.
And we're gonna throw in this 2-inch lift kit. We put an MRAs or...
We're going to go the IMS in this one.
IMS?
Reuben just wants to try the IMS.
Yes, so I've had the IMS in my White Ranger, and we went and did Vic High Country and stuff, and they're actually a beautiful shock. I think Dobinsons have done an awesome job with that shock.
Really happy.
Oh, perfect. So we'll get stuck into it.
Let's get into it.
Make Matt do all the hard work.
Get a Dobinsons with carbon neutral.
I think that green almost looks like the 𝗕𝗢𝗚𝗟𝗘 green.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Never thought of that.
It's always amazing what the OEMs get away with as far as shock size is concerned.
Yeah, when they expect it to load it up and go and do your towing and go and do all your off-roading.
Don't do that at home, folks. Matt didn't see that, so we'll just send it back for warranty.
So the 2 must-haves that I have on my touring vehicles are the Pro-Vent kit and the pre-line from Direction Plus. Obviously, pre-filter cleans all the fuel, and Pro-Vent stops all the recirculating oil that goes back in your manifold. That's the blow-by out of the engine. Stops all that getting clogged up in there. Now these come with all the DIY things included in the pack, so you can do it at home. So if this interests you guys, jump onto directionplus.com.au.
So once again, Craig's come to our rescue. Ranger's lifted. We've got some wheels and tyres from Dynamic back at the office, and some tyres from Cooper's to go on it. So that'll go on it before Reuben goes away next week. And yeah, thanks again very much, Matt, for all your help.
I tell you, after nearly 6,000 Ks, and I decided to go across the Plenty Highway. Now, if you haven't heard of the Plenty Highway, it's a very, very long dirt road and it's rough as guts. Perfect place to test suspension, not the perfect place to go on a nice Sunday drive. So we're cruising along the Plenty Highway, caravan in tow. You know, I've got fridges on the back, I've got the car loaded up with gear, we've got a full carload, wife, kids, the works and jerks. And I thought, you know, because the Ranger didn't handle that well previously in my book, okay, it was going to be sort of ordinary with the IMS normal shocks. But was I wrong? That suspension was absolutely unbelievable. Now, it soaked up the corrugations, you know, the little potholes and all that sort of stuff, and it towed the van superbly. I didn't get any sways going around corners and all that sort of stuff. It was just sensational. Now, guys, I did over 6,000 Ks, you know, and a lot of that was on dirt. I highly recommend these shocks now. I have tested it, okay? Guys, if you don't believe me, go see Matt at Dobinsons and talk to him. He will tell you how it works. Now, guys, you can see that I'm frothing this suspension. I'm probably not going to run remote res, you know, on things that I'm not doing major big lifts like. The Jeep is a different story, but the run-of-the-mill dual cab like that we're doing, the trips like with the caravan and all that sort of jazz, I highly recommend that suspension because it works an absolute treat. Well, I hope you liked that video. Make sure you hit subscribe or you're going to get bogged.